Welcome to another video. So in this video we're going to be replacing the interior fan motor control module, and this is what regulates the speed and so have you like that. It's very common for them to go bad. Pretty much all your FO1, FO2 will be the same. This is a 2010 and it's not that difficult, and if you want to replace the fan motor you're going to have to go through the same process. So more than likely what happens is your fan motor won't run on high, or it starts and stops but sounds okay. Then it's more than likely it's your control module that's bad. So that's a good place to start in the beginning. But what we got to do is we got to remove this cover here and your cover back here, and they just have these little plastic clips. You pull the center pin out and then you can pull the whole thing out. We got to take the rubber loose that goes around here. So we're going to take all our rubber loose and take this side cover and this back cover off, and then we'll see what's next. Okay, so with the covers removed, next thing we want to do is we're going to take out this brace here just to give us a little bit extra room. And then we're going to take this, has all your engine computers and what have you inside there. So we're going to take this box loose from the bottom part here. And you'll be able to see it's got screws going down connecting it. So I'm also going to take this top cap off, give us a little bit more room. But that's what we're going to do next, and we'll get that done and then we'll move on. So I'm just trying to show you with the cover removed. You can see there's a screw back down in there, there's a screw back over there, there's one here, there's one on this side down in there. You look for it, and then we're going to take this whole thing loose and pull it up. Now you may want to put the cover back on to protect it, but really you should disconnect the battery before you do this work. That way you don't take a chance of shorting anything out. But at any rate, we're going to do that next, and this whole top piece will lift off of there. Okay, it's loose, but I was going to show you a little trick. There's a, should have showed you last time, a screw in the back there. You can see it down in there. It's kind of difficult to get to, but if you take a socket like this is what I have, a little 1/4 inch with the star bit socket. It will fit down inside this hole here. So if you jam your extension down there and then you slide the star bit on the extension after it's through that hole, you can take it right out. So the next thing we got to do is, you can see it's loose. We're going to take this cable off here. Now this will just slide up. As you can see, that's like an insert, so you just take that nut loose. Don't lose a nut, and make sure your battery's unhooked, because this is a positive power cable. So we're going to take that loose, and then that way this whole thing will flip up this way. So like I say, just stick the cover back on, flip the whole thing up, and then we'll move on to see what's next. Okay, so next thing we got to do, more screws to take out. So it's got some down here, one back here, and one over down in here that's difficult to show you. But if you look for them, you can see them. Now, I mean, it might be stuck together a little bit, but if it's like really ignorant and won't come apart, you missed a screw somewhere. So double check yourself, don't break it, because it's all just plastic. But if you take all the screws out, it will come apart. So you see I stuck my cover back on, I flipped this out of the way, and then I'm able to get to that box. So inside here is our fan assembly and everything like that. We're going to take that off next and we'll move on. Okay, so this goes on there. Now, there is actually a cloth material. Hold on a second. Here's a piece of what's left that wraps all the way around here, and obviously this one's completely gone and deteriorated, but you can buy these online, Amazon, eBay, and with it on there. And I've heard of people making a piece to put on there. But at any rate, that sometimes will go inside and get in your fan motor. And it's just a matter of cleaning it out, because this one was completely gone except for a little piece right here. But at any rate, this is what we look like next. And we have more screws holding this on. So just look around, there's a screw there, little screw I've already taken out. Take out the screws all the way around it. And there's a plug back here too. You need to unplug it. Make sure nothing's plugged into it. And this will lift up. And we should be getting close to the fan motor. So we're going to take care of that next. Okay, so it's loose. I just want to show you a couple things. As you can see, it's loose. There's two little screws in the back that are very difficult to see. So if it's like tight, you know, don't force it. You're going to break things and it won't go back together good. It rattle, leak, so on like that. So, you know, take your time and get all the screws out. So if you look over here, there is a wire here. So here's the plug for it. I already unplugged it. And it clips to the side here, and I just want to show you this. If you can see, it clips right on there. There's a little thing in the middle. If you push that over with a little screwdriver, it'll pop right off. If not, it won't come off of these slides, and you end up breaking it. So this wire comes all the way across to here. It comes over here, and there's a plug, and that other wire is fished in here that we were just looking at. So you got to unplug this and fish the wires out of there, so you can get this piece out, and then you take this thing completely out. So we're going to go ahead and do that next, and then we'll... Okay, so now we got our first look at our blower. Mine's got some leaves in it, stuff, and I'm sure that's what that filter kind of gets that stuff out of there. So if you look around the top, you'll see some screws. We're going to have to remove those, and here's the plug for the wire, for the motor, I'm sorry. And it's got like one of those slide over clips like I just showed you on the other one. So we unplug it, take the screws out, and then work the thing out. It should work out of there. So we're going to do that next, and we'll move on and see what it looks like. Okay, I just wanted to show you this part. So I got everything, the cap off, and you see the wires loose here for the motor, what have you. Now this piece down here, this is the motor, is basically loose. You can see it moves. So you kind of just got to work the whole thing out. You should be able to lift the whole thing out of there, and then we'll be able to work on it. So we're going to go ahead and get it out of there next. Okay, so it's out. As you can see, there's the motor sitting out here front. So we flip it over, and here's our blower motor control. And here is our motor. So if you actually, like I had said before, you have to go this far to change the motor. If you notice, there's two screws there, and it like clips, and this will come in half. And then you just, you know, you have to get the blower wheel off unless they give you a new one, and then you stick the motor back in there. So you have to replace the motor, you have to go this far anyway, but I'm just replacing this controller here. So I have my new one here. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the controller, and I'm going to stick it back together. And you just go backwards, and you try to remember, put all your screws back in it. And then we're going to try it out, make sure it works. So I just want to take a moment. I have everything pretty much back in, and I did get a new thing for it. I just wanted to make a comment to be careful when you order the controller, fan control, because I know this one is listed wrong all over the place. I had to end up going to BMW and using my VIN number to get the correct one, because the one that was listed was wrong and it won't fit. So I ordered the wrong one, so it sat here for a while. So now I'm just getting back to put it together. So what I'm going to do is put this cover on, set the fuse box back in place, hook up the battery, and we'll make sure that the fan works. Okay, so here's the test. I can hear the fan. So that's it. Works on different speeds like it's supposed to. Defrost works, everything works. So anyway, thank you for watching. You have a pleasant day, and be sure to subscribe. We got tons of videos on BMWs. We'll see you in the next one.